After September 11th, 2001, there was much talk that the United States was going to go into a depression. There was, in fact, a downturn in the economy that was considered by many to be a recession, but a depression did not occur. Why is another depression like the Great Depression of the 1930s not likely to occur? What laws or groups in our economy are responsible for keeping us out of a depression? And our junior tutor said that the September 11th, 2001 attacks were an initial shock, causing global stock markets to drop sharply. In international and domestic markets, stocks of companies in some sectors were hit particularly hard. Travel and entertainment stocks fell, while communications, pharmaceutical, and defense stocks rose. Online, travel agencies particularly suffered as they cater to leisure travel, even though the depression did not occur, but it went into a recession. I think it is important to note that a decrease in the stock market does not constitute a recession. They often go hand in hand, but if the stock market drops, that's not a recession. In fact, there are recessions where the stock market rises throughout, or there have been, I should say. Recession occurs when there is retracting GDP, I believe for 2 consecutive quarters, off the top of my head. The economy had contracted 1.3% in the first quarter, but it bounced up 2.7% in the second quarter. The attacks made the economy contract 1.1% in the third quarter, extending the recession. Although the recession was officially over by November of 2001, threats of war drove the Dow down for another year. The Dow is a stock market index in the United States until October 9th, 2002, when it closed at 7,286.27, a 37.8% decline from its peak. A depression of the 1930s kind is unlikely because of more prompt policy actions, both monetary and fiscal. As an after effect of those times, Keynes advocated the use of fiscal policy to help bring the economy out of deficient demand situation. Thus, in the initial stages of the Depression, such measures were not available. Moreover, the response of the Fed to tackle the depression through monetary policy response was not sufficient in terms of fall in demand and prices of the goods. But now the responses to deal with inflationary or deflationary situations are much more prompt, hence a depression of that magnitude is unlikely. What laws or groups in our economy are responsible for keeping us out of a depression? There are certain safeguards such as the FDIC, which measures that the money you have placed in a bank is secure. However, monies put into the stock market, etc., do not have the same surety and value. Even though we're in a depression-type state with the value of everyday goods increasing and non-essential goods going unsold, there are more safety measures than when the Great Depression hit. I believe the Great Depression, they essentially with the Great Depression, I believe they essentially left it up to the free markets, aka let the invisible hand, supply and demand, solve it. And it was not very effective and lasted a long time. On the other hand, with the financial crisis, there was a lot of government intervention. They talked about, as our junior tutor talked about, with the monetary policy in the paragraph there. trying to think if there's anything else I want to add. I thought our junior tutor did a good job, but yeah, I think all banks are required to have reserves of 10%, I believe, which I think corresponds to the FDIC, but that's, again, off the top of my head. I don't remember entirely, but it was a very good write-up by our junior tutor.